If you're looking for a fun place to talk with myself and a lot of other very cool people, my Ninjago Discord server is the perfect place. There we can discuss Ninjago and lots of other very cool things. If you're interested, the link can be found at the top of the description. So, now that Ninjago Season 14 is fully out and in English, I've been able to round up my overall thoughts on this season pretty quickly, and so I'm going to be letting all of those thoughts known in today's video, as I do have quite a bit to say about it. Before we begin, I'd just like to say that if you are new to the channel, and if you have been enjoying my content, do make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers, and I would truly love to get there as soon as possible. So, yeah, if you enjoy my content, make sure you subscribe. I truly do appreciate it. With this out of the way, though, let's dive into my full thoughts. So, I think a good place to start here would be to talk about the 4-episode season idea. Personally, I thought it was okay. Not really the best thing ever, but not bad either by any means. In fact, for just 40 minutes, I think it was very solid. I was expecting less, honestly, from that amount of runtime, but no, they actually managed to keep things fairly consistent throughout, and I don't see that as a bad thing, especially when you view Season 14 as a huge premiere to Season 15, yet it suddenly isn't that rushed or whatever after all. If anything, it's quite a nice length for what it is. Sure, it could be a few episodes longer, but for what we got, yeah, it was fast-paced, but I wouldn't say it was rushed at all. Next, I'd like to talk about the Jungle Dragons and Twitchy Tim. Those were the two main things we got introduced to within this season. So, to get this out of the way, Tim. If you've been keeping up with the channel recently, you'd know that I'm just not a fan of Tim whatsoever, and I completely stand by that even now. I think he had a good few moments, but for the most part, and in general, I did not like this guy one bit. I'm really hoping we won't have to see him again either, as if I'm being honest, he took away from a few scenes, and he was just extremely obnoxious throughout the entire season, and I was not a fan of that. As for the Jungle Dragon, I thought that thing was really awesome. Great comedy relief character too. He just added a new layer of comedy to the season that honestly improved a lot of scenes, and although it's a long shot, I do hope the Jungle Dragon pops up again in a future installment. So next, for the Keepers, I thought they were just average villains. Not good, but also not bad. They just lacked proper personality, with a few exceptions here and there of course, but overall, nah, they were just kind of weak compared to most other Ninjago villains we've received previously. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. At least they served their main purpose well, which, by the way, that was probably the best part about them. So glad they weren't your typical villains that wanted to take over Ninjago. Instead, there was a slight twist with them. All they wanted to do was guard the amulet, which is pretty much their sole purpose in the first place, so I do have to give props to the writers for that. Some variety in the villains was completely what we needed. Finally, I'd like to just go over Season 14 as a whole. As I've said loads before, I do think it was solid. It had a few very weak moments, but overall, looking at it from a more general perspective, yeah, it was solid. I do have to mention though, the finale was weirdly enough one of the worst parts about this season, to be honest. I just didn't enjoy it all that much, if I'm being completely real. Ronin was cool, but the rest in general were just kind of meh. I did, however, like what they were going for with it. It sets things up very nicely for Season 15, which I cannot wait to see. For a final rating of this season, I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10. It's just kind of in the middle. However, this could change for the better or for the worse as I rewatch it more, but for now, that's what I'm going with. So, hopefully you all enjoyed. This is most likely going to be one of my final Season 14 videos, at least for a while, as there is so much more stuff I do want to talk about on the channel. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed the Season 14 videos, and hopefully you're looking forward for what's to come. It's been a load of fun making them for sure. If you did enjoy, and if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you leave a like on the video. To help out even more, make sure you are subscribing and turning on post notifications to never miss out on the latest Ninjago news and content from me. With this all being said though, I will see you all in my next one.